All right, what's up, everyone? It's Graydon Ursel here. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Forever Booked. We are a company that works exclusively with med spas to help them build out an AI-enabled marketing operating system in their clinic so they can grow their clinic and get more clients without being reliant on expensive, slow, and ineffective marketing agencies. So if you're a medical spa and you're considering hiring an agency, maybe you've worked with an agency before, you don't really know which one to hire, maybe you've had bad experiences with an agency, this video is going to be very useful for you because it's going to show you how Alex Hormozi hires his marketing agencies. And if you haven't heard of Alex Hormozi, he's a very popular business influencer. He just blew up. Well, he's been in business for a long time now, but he really blew up on social media in the past year or so on YouTube. So you can go on his YouTube channel. He has really like world-class, like the best videos I've seen on business education in YouTube. So I'd really check him out if you haven't. But Alex Hormozi, this guy knows business. Like he owns a portfolio of companies that they're doing over $200 million a year now, and he knows his stuff. And he's got 2 books out now. The first one is $100 million Offers. The most recent one's called $100 million Leads. This thing's a bestseller. It shows you how to get leads in your business. And in this book, he shows how he works with marketing agencies. And here's a quote from the book. So he says that, remember, you only get a fraction of the agency's attention. So results get worse whenever they get new clients. So this is a very, very important insight that he made. So the thing about agencies is the best way to describe it is with this type of graph. And it's actually from this book called Essentialism. So Greg McKeown, the guy that wrote Essentialism, he has this really interesting visual that he uses. And he says, look, all humans have a finite amount of energy. And when your energy is going in all different directions, it's very hard to make progress in any one area of life. You're being pulled from all different directions. The classic example is like the entrepreneur who has shiny object syndrome, who's always pursuing different things, but never really making progress in one area. However, when you direct your energy to one area, when you forget all the rest, you put your blinders on, you put your energy into one area, you actually make progress because you get that compound effort on one thing instead of 100 different things. So this is a really good book as well, and it shows you how to focus and the importance of focusing in your life. And the same concept applies to marketing agencies. So the way marketing agencies work is they have account managers. This is what AM stands for. So within an agency, you have an account manager number 1, account manager number 2, and account manager number 3. And all these account managers are responsible for multiple med spas. So even an agency that specializes in just med spas, which will make them more focused because they have a better service that's focused on one niche, on one industry instead of a bunch of other ones, they still need to manage and do all the work for all these clients. So one account manager, they're going to be responsible for a lot of med spas, up to 50 or more med spas in a lot of cases. And I know this because I used to run a traditional med spa type agency where we were managing all these clients and doing all these campaigns for them. So each account manager, they're not focused on one med spa. They're trying to balance like 50 different med spas, right? So account manager number 1, account manager number 3, this agency in total could have 100, 200, 300 med spas that they're working with. And so the result is the same idea as Greg McKeown in his book Essentials, right? Essentialism. Instead of that account manager focusing on just one client, they have their energy dispersed. And as a result, their results aren't very good. And this is why so few clinics succeed with agencies. Like I've been talking with med spas for 6 years. Every med spa I talk to pretty much has some sort of horror story with marketing agencies. And the fact is that it's not like there are a lot of bad agencies who just aren't very good, but there's a fundamental flaw with the marketing agency model where the energy is dispersed on all these different clinics, right? And that's why the results aren't very good in a lot of cases. And if you're a med spa, it's very frustrating because having to find and hire new agencies all the time, it's super inefficient. You have to book calls with these agencies. You have to interview them. You have to go back and forth with your team to figure out, is this the one? Should we hire these guys? You have to onboard with the agency. You have to learn their process because each agency has a unique way of doing things. You have to work with the agency to come up with new promotional offers. You have to train your staff on the agency system. And then when the campaigns don't work, you have to go back on the drawing board and figure out new campaigns. And then when all that fails, you have to go back and do this whole process again. And it's just such a waste of time. You waste like 3 months with this process. And so if you're a clinic owner, it's in your best interest to just work with one person. And when you work with agencies, so many of them aren't good that you just end up in this like cycle, like this merry-go-round where you have to keep on repeating it, and that it makes it very difficult to get good long-term results and grow your business. So what's Hormozi's solution? This guy has been in business for a long time. He's worked with a lot of agencies, and he got burned a bunch of times too, just like you as a med spa owner with agencies. So here's his solution. Here's what he says when he approaches an agency or when he wants to work with them. He says, I want to do what you do in my business, but I don't know how. I'd like to work with you for 6 months so I can learn from you how to do it. Plus, I'll pay extra for you to break down why you make the decisions you do and the steps you take to make them. Then, after I get a good idea of how it works, I'll start training my team on it. And once they can do it well enough, I'll like to change to a lower cost consulting arrangement. This way, you can still help us if we run into any problems. Are you opposed to this? So, Hormozi knows that the agency model is flawed. He knows that he's going to get better results if he implements what the agency is supposed to implement in-house with his own people instead of having the agency do it. Because he knows when the agency does it, they're going to have some junior account executive or some account manager that doesn't really know what they're doing implementing his stuff, and it's not going to work. So what he instead says is he pays the agency to learn what the agency's doing and then has his own in-house people implement it. And then if they need more support in the future, they pay them on a low-cost monthly agreement. And this is what works for him. And so Hormozi has figured it out. And you should listen to this guy because he's super successful in business. He's figured out how to work with agencies. So instead of him being one of these, just a number, one of these hundreds of clients that the agency is working with, he has one person in-house who has learned from the agency. They've learned the tricks of the trade. They're implementing it in-house. But the in-house person only has one client to look after. They only have one client to implement for, and that's how you're going to get really good results. They don't have their attention dispersed. So let's look at the difference between hiring an agency and doing it in-house like Alex Hormozi does. Agency, your account manager, they're likely responsible for 50 or more accounts. Your account gets less attention with each passing month. You get slow response times, and the results degrade over time. So little secret. When you hire an agency, if the agency starts getting good results, they're going to start putting less attention onto your account because your account is quote unquote running itself, and they will put a junior account manager on your account because your account doesn't need as much attention, right? Because it's kind of running itself. But what happens is, what if the campaign stopped working, right? You're going to get less attention. You have a less experienced account manager, and your results degrade over time. See, when you work with an agency, you kind of feel like after a while, it's like being in a relationship and the spark is gone, right? They don't really care about you as much anymore, and you need to find another agency who's going to care about you because you're a new client. When you're in-house, the person is in charge of you and only you. The attention stays consistent month over month because they don't have their attention dispersed. There's instant communication because that person works in your business, and the results actually get better over time because that person's going to become more committed, and they're part of your business, right? If any employee that's part of your business, they should become more effective over time, not less effective. So I hope that created a good case for why it's important to take marketing in-house. And if this is resonating with you, it's probably because you've already gone the agency route before and it wasn't working very well. So I'm going to present to you in the next few slides an alternative for, if you're a med spa owner, how you can implement marketing in-house. And here are some other reasons why you should consider doing this. So social media ads are actually getting easier to run. The AI algorithms now do most of the heavy lifting for you. So a lot of agencies will say, well, we know this fancy targeting trick and secrets and all that, but that is just becoming less true. These big platforms like Meta and Google, they have so much data that you don't even need to do that much fancy targeting. You can just put out a good offer and the platform will figure out who it needs to show it to. Next, ChatGPT can follow up with all your leads for you. So this is becoming scary good. We've implemented our system with ChatGPT, and it can message all the leads that you generate. So you could have leads coming through your website, through Facebook, through Google Ads, and you can now get AI to chat back and forth. So you don't even need a front desk person to do this. You can have ChatGPT do it all for you, and you don't need an agency to be running this all the time. It is helpful to have someone set it up for you, which I'll talk about later, but once it's set up, it kind of runs itself. Next, agencies templatize their stuff anyways. So in order to fulfill a high volume of clients, Agencies, they templatize most of their stuff because if they did it from scratch each time, they wouldn't be able to scale up and serve all these clients. So you're likely paying an agency $2,000 a month or more, and all they're really doing is making a couple adjustments to campaigns that they already have made. So why not just get access to those templates yourself, make the changes yourself, and not have to pay these fees to an agencies to make a few adjustments. Next, you're robbing yourself of an extremely useful skill. So the tech is so good that you can actually implement marketing yourself, and you'll actually have more fun, you have more control, and you get better results. And it increases your business value because you've created this capability in your business. So like I mentioned at the start of the video, we help med spas build a system, build a marketing operating system in-house. And it's crazy because clinics actually, when they figure out how to do this stuff in-house, they're super excited because they just realize that this thing that they thought they didn't have any control over, they thought they'd have to pay this external agency a ton of money to do, they can do it themselves and actually get better results, and they get super excited about it. And it's just really cool to see. And then next, you can redirect the agency fees to advertising. So instead of paying the agency all that money to do the management, why don't you take that money and just put it into ads? Like let's say you're saving an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month on an agency. What if you put that into ads? You'd be able to get so much more clients and grow your clinic a lot faster. So here's my shameless pitch to you, how we make it super simple and easy to bring marketing in-house as a medical spa owner. So first of all, we provide all the ads for you. So you remember how I said that agencies templatize their stuff? We have also templatized a lot of things, and we make it very, very easy for you to customize. So we have all these really cool Canva files. We show you exactly what creative works in your ads, and we're constantly updating the creative. So we know what creatives are working like by the week. And as soon as we have something that works, we blast it out to all of our clients. So you get access to the best creatives at all the time, so you can use them for your ads. So all the copy for your ads, the text, the offers, the creative, it's all done for you pretty much. It's like 95% of the way there. We just help you perfect it. Next, we have developed super crazy AI follow-up. So we use a program called Capri AI. For the last 12 months, we've been working to turn ChatGPT into an incredible follow-up agent for medical spa owners. And I'm telling you, you can't just like instantly integrate OpenAI, ChatGPT with your CRM software. Like it takes a long time to figure this out. So we've been doing this over the last 12 months, and we got it to the point where it's plug and play. You can set this up for your clinic. We even give you this really cool Google spreadsheet where you can put all your clinic information. So you can train the bot to make it even more knowledgeable than your front desk. So we set up this follow-up for you to follow up with all your leads. Next, we have this thing called the Med Spa Almanac, where we Next, we have this thing called the Med Spa Almanac, which shows you exactly what campaigns to run at the exact time. So we have 170 clients right now all over the States and Canada. We know which campaigns are working in different markets at different times of the year. We show you exactly what those campaigns are, so you never have to second guess which campaigns to run. Next, we have tons of support. So we have dedicated marketing coaches to help you. We have 4 hours of support calls a day. So we have 4 hours of live Zoom calls. You can just drop in on those Zoom calls, ask us any questions about your campaigns, and we'll help you fix them. We have a thriving community. So we have all these clinics that are running these types of campaigns, and then we can take all the learnings from those clinics and use it to help you. So it creates this hive mind. It's like if you're trying to go at marketing alone as a clinic owner, it's like, why would you try to go at this alone when there's all these clinics around the United States and Canada? And most of this stuff works everywhere. So if a campaign works in one city, that campaign is most likely going to work in another city. Now, in a lot of cases, things need to be adjusted, but for the most part, there's no point in reinventing the wheel in your town. All the issues that you're having as a med spa owner right now has already been figured out by other clinic owners. And what we do is we bring all those clinic owners together under one system. We take their mistakes and their learnings, and we help you learn from them so you don't have to make them again. There's really no point in trying to make all these mistakes. It's just making an already very difficult job of being a business owner much more difficult trying to go at this alone. Next, the tracking is super intuitive. So we integrate our software with Facebook. So as soon as you launch a campaign, you can see exactly how much your leads cost, how much your appointments cost, how much money you're making. It's all super intuitive. So if you found that valuable, if you can go to go.foreverbook.com, there's a link under this video as well. I've created this really helpful resource. It is a full case study video and white paper that shows you exactly how to set up an AI marketing system in your clinic. I also sent a bunch of other good tools as well. So I have this really cool package calculator. I can show you some example packages that our clients have made, some example offers, just a bunch of really good information. So even if you're just a bit interested and you want to get some good information, go to that URL, enter some info, and we'll send you all the goodies immediately.